Today we are joined by Shaquille O'Neal. I want to start out west because Anthony Edwards has caught a little bit of flack for how he's played in this series, not being as aggressive. How much of this is just a learning process, having to go through this the first couple of times at 22, 23 years old?
When he's aggressive, he's a great player. He made a comment the other day, "Oh, I made the right play." Now, the right play is you have to be aggressive and make the right play if you want to move on. All that stuff about, oh, they're getting double teamed. You don't think Jordan got double teamed? You don't think Kobe got double teamed? I seen Penny Hardaway get double teamed. You know what he did? Dropped it off to me. When you say it's a learning process, guys like me say that's an excuse. When you have the ability to do something, you do it now. But yes, he has to learn, but all that, it's a growing process. That's an excuse.
Shaq, I think about you being 23, 24, and making the decision to leave Orlando. I look at a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee. If you had advice, if you could give him, if you could bend his ear a little bit, what would you tell him as he's approaching sort of maybe a crossroads in his career?
I would tell him they're probably throwing in his face bigger market. Doesn't matter. Social media is the market now. Giannis has made a name for himself on social media. Like, you go to LA, that's 50% of your contract goes to taxes, more pressure and more stress. Being that he's in control of that ship, he should go upstairs and be like, I want to see all the free agents. I want all their phone numbers. And I want to talk to them. He should bring people to him. When I was coming up, it was small market. You're too small. You probably need to go to a big market. I took
Hmm.
advantage of that. But now every market is the same. Nobody cares what city you're in anymore. This ain't the '90s.
You went to the NBA Finals at 23 years old. You and Penny, y'all only spent 3 years together, like really that length of time, and made it to the NBA Finals. Went from the first round to the finals. Like, how rare is that? Do you even take a moment to appreciate how young you were at that point in your career, considering all the things that you've done later? It's kind of like an afterthought, but that was pretty remarkable even back then.
Me and Penny had the perfect cake, but the icing was wrong. What I mean by that, we did everything I just talked about: be aggressive, play hard, take it to the top. Patrick Ewing was the reason I played hard. Patrick Ewing was the reason I made faces when I played. Patrick Ewing was the reason I wore knee pads. David Robinson was the reason I was a big man that ran the floor and try to beat the defenses down. And when you say learning process, the only thing I didn't know is you don't get happy until the moment is done. By the time we made it to the finals, and guess what? We beat Mike to get there. So we're so happy. We got 9 days off. We're partying. We're doing pre-parades. We're out at restaurants. Everybody's clapping, and we kind of let our guards down against a team that was nobody thought about, the team that had won the year before, and they was looking to go back to back. So after I learned that lesson, took a while to get back, but I always said to myself, if I ever get back, don't get happy until the job is done. But again, he was young and talented. He went for it. I was young and talented. I went for it. And for us, it was no excuses. And, we actually played that way. But the mistake I made was after we beat Jordan, I got way too happy and I let my guards all the way down. I turned my superpowers off. And then by the time we tried to turn them back on, it was too late.
Tomorrow, conceivably, or tomorrow being Thursday, could be the last night of this iteration of Inside the NBA. I know you guys had the documentary after the game of Game 4. Just what are your emotions? Are you emotional about what this iteration could potentially going somewhere else? How do you feel about it? There's a lot of people in Atlanta, a lot of people in that Turner family. What emotions come up for you?
I realized nothing lasts forever. And at some point, change is inevitable. Growing up in the military family, I'm used to doing something every 4 years. So I've been at Turner for 12 years. I did 3 terms at Turner. Now it's time to do something else. I don't really get emotional. I'm just thankful and blessed as to have the opportunity. I'm glad that we're still going to be working together at some capacity. And it's a challenge for us to build something new. We're not going to be doing that show anymore, but us four are still going to be together. And the good thing, we're still going to be shooting in our studio in Atlanta. Somebody's going to lease our show. So it's just not going to be called Inside the NBA on TNT anymore. So we don't know if they're going to call it Inside the NBA on ESPN, but I know for a fact Charles ain't changing. I'm not changing. and Ernie's not changing. So ESPN better get ready for all the jokes, all the borderline jokes, all the stuff that's gonna hurt people's feelings, and hopefully we don't have to make too many apologies. So I think the title of the show is going to change, but I think it'll be a different question if you're saying Ernie was going here, I'm going there, Chuck's on, and like you don't see us four together. But I think all the guys have signed, and you will see us together. And it's my understanding we will be shooting from the same like so our routines are the same. Nothing changes for us. I just think the title of the show, but nobody knows what it's going to be. But I know when you got us four together, we create magic.
Big man, appreciate you as always, man. Hope to
All
see
right.
you in the finals, brother.
All right. Thank you, brother.